A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how is your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do, and my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
Presentation. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody hanging out with us here on Turn 200. It is time for the Sunday Top Split Strength of Field broadcast for the Mission Art Challenge. It is week number 6 here of season number 1 of 2024, and it brings us to Rudskogen for the second time here in channel history. Both times have been with the Mission Art Challenge, and this is a fun little circuit here to put these very powerful cars onto. Very excited to be back here today. My name is Tommy Cook. I am the only one here today. Matt Williamson is off enjoying some time with his family, and we don't want to take away from that. So it's just me holding the fort here today. Appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us already. John Schneebel, Indica Scarlets. I wish you both were out on track right now. but appreciate you hanging out with us regardless. There are a lot of people, speaking of drivers on track, that are getting ready to take to it here today. 23 drivers are going to challenge Rudskogen and challenge themselves here at this circuit. It is going to be a wild time here. We saw a great battle for the win last time we were here last season. J.J. Wang got the win, but got all that he could handle from Sam Wiggy. And lots of great battling all through the field. There was about 4 or 5 cars all together in a battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, I think even 8th place at one point. So having run this race on Thursday afternoon in the Thursday Top Split Strength of Field race, this car does not get along very well with this track, especially if you are pushing this car to its absolute limits, which if you're doing it right here, you should be pushing the car to its limits, that's for sure. 23 drivers, like I said, all from different nations of the world here, very well represented across this great globe of ours here with the Mission R Challenge. There's a lot of the heavy hitters are out here on the track today and have already completed their qualifying runs, including the 2-time and defending series champion and the points leader J.J. Wang. Don't have a points graphic for you, but right now, with drop races starting to factor in here, it is a large points lead for the moment for J.J. Wang. It's up just awfully close to 200 points, I do believe. Ella Spice hanging in second in the point standings. You can see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Eventually, anyway. It's a double trouble day of action here for Turn 200 as well. We've got the Mission R Challenge right now from Rudskogen. Thank you for joining us. But also, we've got Mission O here today, and it was a driver vote on a short track. And the longest of the options to vote on was Legacy Phoenix. So Mission O at the top of the next hour will be live here on Turn 200 from Legacy Phoenix for the shortest track on this very small special event calendar. So get ready for that after we get 20 minutes of racing in here today at Rudskogen. Olivia Hayward hanging out with us as well. Olivia was part of the mix last season here at Rudskogen as well. Thanks to O'Hay for hanging out with us. And hope everybody had a good April 20th yesterday as well. No reason in particular. And with that, qualifying should be about wrapped up here as we're ready to go racing at Rudskogen for 20 minutes. 23 drivers will take to the starting grid, and this is how they will line up. With the top spot, it's J.J. Wang. How about Casey Knight qualifying on the front row here? It's J.B. Mesita, awfully fast in qualifying here, starting in third. Tom Wallich on the outside of row number 2. Pierce Berry and Javier Mascara have both been knocking on the door for wins this season. They are on row number 3. Ellis Spice and Sean Begley on row 4. James Watson and A.J. Coley round out the top 10. David Delara and Roel de Mulder on the next row. Rebecca David, Zach Niven, Angelo Hinzen, and Michael Haller through the 16th starting position. Joshua Cahoon in 17th, Sean Bowman back in 18th, Chris Fisher starting in 19th, and Georgie Trepsick will round out the top 20. Adrian Johansson, a regular all the way back in 21st, Ron Solka in 22nd. I believe Brad Dove may not be here. He would be the 23rd and final driver for this afternoon's event. And with that, we are off here at Rudskogen. Oh, already trouble. Big piling up there. That was Tom Wallich that went around. Goodness gracious. Early start here. J.J. Wang with the lead. More problems for Tom Wallich as he's trying to get pointed in the right direction. We'll take a look at that here once the first lap action has concluded. This is Casey Knight in second, J.B. Mesita in third, Javier Mascara, Pierce Berry right now the top 5. All chasing J.J. Wang to the tune of about a second here. Have gotten sorted out here. We'll try and take a look at whatever just happened there on the opening lap. That's Walsh there, oh, and he had some help. Big time help there. And just got batted around after that. Back here to Casey Knight, who is fading away from J.J. Wang, about 1.3 seconds right now. It's J.B. Masita still here in third. Then it's back to Javier Mascaro ways, a couple seconds behind. They'll spice up to P5. Pierce Berry has fallen down to sixth. James Watson in seventh. David Delara then blinking a bit, but still there in the eighth position. Sean Begley and Rebecca David up in the top 10. Casey Knight and company continuing to fade away here from J.J. Wang, but J.B. Masita might be looking to make a move here. He's the top-ranked driver in this lobby. Running a third behind Casey Knight, who's done a nice job here this season. Yes, it definitely does look murky around this track, that is for sure. Here goes Masita for a move down the hill. Knight still fighting back here, but Masita will have the spot. All this with J.J. Wang about 2.5 seconds ahead. His interval has been slipping back, so we'll keep an eye on them. Pierce Berry lost the fifth position to Ellis Spice, but has closed back up to Ellis here. One thing we learned from Thursday, or one thing I learned on Thursday anyway, is how difficult it is to pass here, especially for me if you don't have any talent. Regardless, having to pick a spot and make it stickier with how many blind apexes and rises there are around this track, it makes making passes here quite difficult. But this is a golden opportunity here. The long stretch down into the hard braking zone into turn one. Nobody quite close enough to take advantage as of now. Gap from Masita, who we're here with, up to J.J. Wang, about 2.5 seconds. Sounds nice and calm in the cockpit of the car. But I can assure you it's anything but. JJ's got the right idea, just trying to get out of Dodge early. Missed the pass for fifth. Pierce Berry took that spot back on Ellis Spice. Miz down the hill. Classic setup there. That'll get the job done every time. Further back, good grouping here for 10th. David Poley and Roel de Mulder. 12, pretty close together here. Try and keep our eye on that as much as possible. Casey Knight lost the second position, but still hanging right here with JB. And then a few car lengths. Gap up to JJ continues to increase. It's up to 3 seconds now, just about. Coming down the hill, an intense place to try and make a move. But that is exactly what we've got going here. That is Angelo Hinson that just took that spot on Adrian Johansson. Hansen now under fire, from Michael Haller. It's a huge grouping here for 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. And a little bit of contact. Some bump and a bang, and these trains can form up. We saw it inside the top 5 here last season. This is Johansson trying to take that spot back, but to no avail. As soon as we said, and actually scratching never mind, this is mascara for Piers Berry. He's telling me that was Casey Knight at the front of this line for some reason. That didn't seem right. And it wasn't. Mascara with the podium run last week at Watkins Glen. Running inside the top 5 once again here. See the different lines there. We'll say this camera does do a decent job of showing the undulation of this track. Some wild swings. And to Olivia's point, make running this car, especially in a line, pretty difficult around this track. Up over 3 seconds now, the lead for JJ Wang. We might as well give him a little bit of TV time here, just to say that we did. There you see Casey Knight behind them, taking the fight to JB Messina. Still battling here, Mascara and Berry for 4th. And also, now a battle for 7th as well. David Delara is challenging James Watson for that position. Oh, this is Angelo Hinson. He's just getting challenged by Tom Wallich, and then all of a sudden ended up off in the gravel trap. Oh, and now he's going to spin, and will collect Michael Haller, Georgie Trepsick as well. Oh, Trepsick has some big-time problems here on that car. Oh boy, that is no good. Back up to the battle for 4th. Keep expecting a big move here into turn 1, and it's just not materializing yet. Gap to the lead is still increasing. 3.3 seconds for JJ Wang is the advantage here just across the halfway mark at Rudskogen. A reminder, we're going to Legacy Phoenix with this car after this for the Mission O. We'll be live at the top of the hour. As fun as this car has been to throw out on the super speedways the last couple of weeks, it should be interesting to see how it does on a short track. Looking to the outside here is Piers Berry, maybe for an out to in. Doesn't work this time, but Barry is here. Barry's got the pace. Nearly gave a shot there. just saw there in the top left of your frame, James Watson and David DeLaura also going at it here. Watson able to shake him for the time being. For how much longer, who knows? I think the problems are continuing for Angelo Hinson. I'm not too sure he didn't just go off the track once again. That's Barry running a little bit wide there in the big downhill. So some separation for Javier Mascara, at least temporarily. Now this is about the closest battle we've got on track. This is Rebecca David in 10th, AJ Coley behind in 11th, both from the Trevor Project on these cars. Just now realized that my trading paints has crashed. So, who knows if there are accurate paint schemes on these cars or not. Should be accurate for Mission O for anybody that's coming out for that, but apologies in the meantime. Michael Haller with problems further back. He's gone off once again. As this is James Watson still playing defense here on David DeLaura. Watson got a better run out of the first couple of turns. Maybe just enough to fend off David here for position in the big downhill. One of the great drafting opportunities, but it certainly hurts you to carry a lot of momentum down the hill and into that wide sweeping left-hander for the right-hander. Maceda's broken free of Casey Knight finally, and now has started to track down the race leader. Gap has gone from 3.3 at its peak down to 2.3 now. So Maceda tracking a little bit quicker here, little by little, and does have the purple lap of the session as well. 6 minutes left to go, though, trying to track down the two-time and defending series champion. That is no easy feat. Especially with Wang. Looking for a little bit of redemption after Watkins Glen last week was in the lead, had a self-spin. Took him out of the top 10, but a nice rally back up to, I believe, 7th place. Step back further in the field once again. This is Davin on defense against Colley. AJ, one of several drivers in this field that, or of the regulars, I guess, that stream their races live on Thursdays and Sundays. This is David DeLaura tracking down James Watson. And listen to how angry those tires are. All that motion. Tires don't like it. lead on a bit of defense here is Sean Begley behind. And already a difficult place to pass, but add in the fact that Delara's having some blinking issues, that just makes it that much more unsettling for both Sean and for James. Wang with the lead here. That's his advantage over JB Mesita. Casey Knight fading a bit, but still in third. No challenge from behind. Javier Mascara and Piers Berry still going at it here for fourth and fifth. The closing minutes of this race. There's Ellis Spice in sixth. A whole lot about Ellis since dropping off this group. But wow, that was a bit close there. James using all the runoff. JJ Wang just had to work through some lap traffic. That has cost him some time. But he is through. That's the 22 of Ron Sulka, who's had a couple of problems here this race. Problems for Angelo Hinzen as well. We're watching the battle between David and Coley. All of a sudden, Tom Wallach has sandwiched himself in the middle of that battle. He's passed Coley for 11th. Now going to work here on David for pass into the top 10. Wallach had that problem there into the first turn. Oh, what a move. Out to in. Should set him up nicely here to take the 10th spot, and does. Well done. Should be coming to one to go here. Wow, that is a lunge to the inside of the 22 of Sulka. And Sulka going to go for a spin. It's such a tough corner to have it nailed down. Mascara fighting tooth and nail here. As James Watson has run off the track and given the spot to David Delara. Actually, Watson has gone around. That puts an abrupt end to that battle. We'll take a look at what has happened to James Watson. Oh my! Oh, wow. That is... I don't even know what to say to that. That was Ron Sulka coming straight across the track into oncoming traffic. Wow. Well, hopefully James doesn't have a meatball flag out of that. This is the final lap here for JJ Wang. His gap over Mesita has stabilized right around 2.2 seconds. Now the only real battle still has shifted from 10th to 11th here for David and Coley. They'll be going at it here on the final lap. Yeah, oof indeed. Around the final horseshoe, JJ Wang down the long straight will claim yet another victory here at Rudskogen. 2 in a row for JJ Wang. JB Mesita and Casey Knight will round out the podium. Here is a move right at the line. Mascara's going to hang on. 4/100ths of a second there. Mascara in 4th, Pierce Berry in 5th. Go back to the battle for 10th. Or rather, this is the battle for 10th. Was just the battle for 11th. Sean Bagley's gone the wrong direction, and David will reassume a spot in the top 10 in the finishing order. Bagley in 11th and Coley in 12th. Battle to the line here. This is for 15th. World and Mulder are going to hang on. Zach Niven was going to all that he could handle there. Good battles here in the final lap. Bit of dirt track in there for Sean Bowman. He's under fire from Angelo Hinson, who has had a heck of a race here today. But Bowman will hang on for 20th. There's your race winner. That is JJ's 11th victory here on Turn 200 in the Mission R Challenge. And we will talk to your series champion and race winner here today in just a few moments. Here is the full finishing rundown for you for week number 6 at Rudskogen. JJ Wang with the win, JB Mesita in second, Casey Knight in third. Hopefully we'll talk to all three momentarily. Javier Mascara then in P4. It's Piers Berry to round out the top 5. Ellis Spice in sixth. David Delara in seventh. James Watson will finish this race, believe it or not, in 8th. Tom Wallich and Rebecca David then will round out the top 10. Sean Bagley and AJ Coley, the top 12. Adrian Johansson in 13th. Georgie Trepsick and Roel de Mulder in the top 15. Zach Niven in P16. Joshua Cahoon in 17th. And Michael Haller then in P18. 19th to Chris Fisher, 20th to Sean Bowman, 21st to Angelo Hinson, and 22nd to Ron Solka. A DNS for Brad Dove. Well, that was a wild one. A couple of crazy moments here at Rudskogen. We'll go in search of your podium finishers. And we'll drag in first, third place finisher Casey Knight. Nicely done here today at Rudskogen. Congrats.
Oh my gosh. First podium.
Nice.
I just have to say thank you, JJ, for everything. I remember coming in at Zandvoort on a random Thursday, just randomly in this car, and then JJ was just like, "Hey, you did pretty well. Start coming to these races every now and then." So, you know, being a rookie in this car, my goal was just pretty much aim for top 5s and everything. A podium would be lucky. Well, I guess luck is on my side today.
Well, I was going to say, you don't seem like a rookie in this car. You immediately have come in this season and have had excellent pace. Even in the Thursday races, a couple of them that I've been lucky enough to be in, you were up at the front of these fields. I mean, what's the learning curve like for this car compared to what you're usually running?
So I usually run weird stuff. So I really like weird stuff. I'm one of the only few Americans that drive touring cars, Clios. I like Mustangs. I love just like stuff that you just have to finesse and everything. This car is just a cocktail of odd at times, and I just really love that. And so I just took to it naturally, and it just feels right.
Well, it feels right having you on the podium here as well this season. Congrats. Go celebrate. In the meantime, do you have anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody at Team Watson Racing, JJ especially for getting me to come here even more. Celeste, I believe they are in the chat right now or just watching right now. We were going to go on a little shopping date today, but the weather was bad, so I was allowed to race. And if we were on that, we probably would have had this result. So, woohoo!
Well, go celebrate. Go shopping anyway. Why don't you? But
I'm going to chug lemonade right now.
that's another win, honestly. You go do that. Go party. We'll talk to you again here soon. Congrats.
Yeah. I can't believe I did it, Mom!
All right. We will hopefully talk to JJ. He's chatting right now in the Discord with a couple people who were probably a little bit upset with how today's race went. Not that it was JJ's fault. He was absolutely checked out here today. He just popped in the waiting room, presumably to talk to Casey for a second, so we'll give him time to do that. But a reminder before everybody gets scattered to the winds here that we are racing at Legacy Phoenix here shortly. Session should open in, I think, probably about 10 minutes from now. Should be live at the top of the hour for Mission O. This is the Porsche Mission R car on an oval circuit of sorts. So be sure to come and race in that or come and hang out with us here in the chat. In the meantime, let's talk to your race winner here, JJ Wang, on the top step once again here at Rudskogen. Congrats. Got a copy?
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, pretty sweaty, but a pretty good race overall.
Well, you didn't have to work for it as much as you did here last season. Pretty unchallenged for the most part. The gap did kind of yo-yo a bit there once you got out front, but for the most part, it seemed like I hate to say easy, but because this course is anything but.
Yeah, I'm sure it did look easy on camera. It was yeah, I think I haven't seen JB before. My guess would be that they probably touched the car for the first time. Little bit of just tire management. I saw in the middle stint they were closing down, but key to this car is to like not panic when you see a pace deficit, because that's when you like over push the car and then you really scorch the tires and you either like spin or you will just hemorrhage pace even more, as I did last week. So yeah, no, but it was good. For the most part, I was just kind of seeing kind of like what I said at Daytona. You know, if JB is like what a 5K I rating. If I start hemorrhaging some tenths, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. Usually I start worrying about it more when it gets kind of like close to like 6 to 7 tenths. So, but yeah, it was a good race. I almost spun again, but I think I needed to be aggressive on a brake bias to get in front of these folks.
It's so easy to do here. I ran the Thursday race here, and I mean, just the nature of pretty much all these corners, honestly. We talk about how kind of finicky the tire temperature in this heavy car can be, but it's on full display here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I said last season that we came here that this car is just this track's this track is this car's worst nightmare. Just because of how much the weight just kind of works against the tires. And yeah, it's it's kind of an easy car to get around because of the all-wheel drive, but to be fast, you got to get really sketchy. You got to get really aggressive on the brake bias, and then that's when heat starts getting introduced, and then things start to go sideways, even when you try not to make it go sideways. So, yeah, I enjoyed seeing you on the Thursday split, Tommy. So I'm glad you had fun navigating this track. It's slowly becoming my new favorite track.
I do really enjoy this track, and I was happy I was able to make it out here on Thursday as well. Hopefully we can keep that trend up, but who knows. In the meantime, though, congrats to you on another win. I think it's your 11th here on the channel in the Mission R Challenge. So, yeah, shout-outs for you as usual.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to thank the community just for showing up. A lot of people missed, but there's also a lot of fills today. So, and for the most part, they it seemed like in the lobby they enjoyed the car, which is great. This car kind of sneaks up on you on how well it kind of like races. Big thanks to, of course, you for taking the time out week in, week out, and of course to Matt for both showing up and running this car, but also, giving us a fantastic broadcast. I always enjoy it when I watch it back. Big shout out to my team. Casey had their first podium in the strength of field race, so very, very happy for her. And big thanks to Sean Begley, James Watson for continuing to support me. I think a lot of heavy hitters kind of came out this season, and it's everybody at TWRS, everybody at TWR have been really, 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 really supportive in just kind of helping us have a strong showing in general. So I'm very thankful for that. Go to twrsetups.com to check out our setups. We have some folks from the pro oval side, putting their setups up. So if you do any good oval racing, go check us out there. And yeah, then thanks for all my friends for checking out the broadcast. Some of them have kind of peeked in and out, just kind of curious of my shenanigans. So, but yeah, looking forward to the Mission O. And yeah, this is a very important week this week. This win was, I would say, pretty important. It's going to be important on countback for sure.
Alrighty, partner. We'll hopefully talk to you again here soon, but go celebrate the win.
Thanks so much, Tommy.
And yeah, not going to do the full outro here because we hope to see you back here in about 15 minutes' time for Mission O Racing at Legacy Phoenix. Next week, the Mission R Challenge rolls into... Let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. Aha, I cannot. Excellent. Okay, well, Mission R Challenge Sunday Top Split is somewhere next week. Yeah, that's just how that goes sometimes. I definitely looked at it earlier, and now I forgot. Regardless, we'll see you back here at the same time next Sunday, or with any of the other various things that we've got going on here on Turn 200. Wednesday night, the ASRL Sports Car Championship Racing from Imola. Thursday night, it is the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series from Dover. And again, Mission O coming up here in just a couple of minutes, so hope to see you there. But for everybody here with the Mission R community, and for my partner, Mr. Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook, saying so long, and congrats to JJ Wang on the win here today at Rudskogen. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.